The way to stay the happiest is to let your tongue lickle and keep your tummy tickled.
A tickling matchup here, and one tough fans always wanted to see, right? Some believe that this should have been the finale if not for those unfortunate circumstances. Pooh Bear, Bryan Battle takes on Tresean Gore in this one, and right away, plus 140 is Bryan Battle. I've been very fascinated to see how this line has moved, right? He opened as a plus 110 dog, and it seems as though the early action has been coming Gore's way because he's up to about plus 140 now, and Battle's a guy who, had a huge, extensive amateur background, very well-rounded. Not like the flashiest guy, right? But effective and just having just a very complete game. And he'll throw a lot of volume your way. Nothing with intense speed or power, but just very consistent. And Tresean Gore, meanwhile, again, minus 160, he's bringing a lot of heat, a lot of speed, a lot of power. He's got those lethal leg kicks, fast hands, and he was smoking guys throughout the Ultimate Fighter and was looking like the solid sort of perennial favorite to win it all. But he is only 3-0. He's coming back from that knee injury, and Battle is fresh off that tough season championship, right? So despite the strange circumstances, he's coming in fresh, he's coming in ready. So are you going with Gore to take, I guess, what a lot of people believe he should have had, the true tough title, or does Pooh Bear just remind everyone that the jar of honey belongs right between his sticky fingers?
Yeah, no, definitely sticky fingers for this man, but I think Mr. Vicious is going to get, a nice little pot of honey. I think this is actually going to be pretty easy work. I think he's going to get the finish too. I'm pretty bullish with Tapology. I like to see all of that brown. It is going to be a good battle nonetheless with Bryan versus Bryan Battle. I think Bryan's only way for success is get this to the ground, tire him out, and hopefully Tresean's grappling is not that good. We haven't seen too much grappling of Gore. He does have a submission on his record and stuff, so he might be pretty high up, but we definitely know that Bryan Battle is no joke when it comes to the grappling, and his jiu-jitsu game is very strong. He displayed that in the Ultimate Fighter and absolutely dominated people. You could almost see that he was on another level when it comes to the grappling exchanges and jiu-jitsu. But on the striking, sometimes he'd be losing it, but he'd always recover somehow. So this guy definitely has a lot of heart. It's gonna be a crazy fight. But Mr. Vicious, he just has that next level kind of power. So I am worried. But if Battle can survive the first 2 rounds, he might be able to sneak off a sneaky submission. I just really don't see this going past the second round, though, to be honest. I think Tresean's too strong, too fast, hits way too hard, and Bryan's definitely susceptible to being hit. It's not like he hasn't been hit, and he almost lost his last fight, but he tired the guy out, grizzled through it, survived, and then got the dub in the finish. So it's gonna be a very close fight, but I gotta lean Mr. Vicious on this purely for those reasons. I like the X Factor KO monster.
Yeah, you touched on a lot of good stuff, and you're absolutely right. Bryan Battle does eat a lot of shots, right? And that's sort of a dangerous game to play against a guy like Tresean Gore, who is going to be coming with some just lethal speed and serious power that I don't know. I don't know if Battle will be able to withstand too many of those because they will definitely add up. And you also mentioned like how this fight might look towards the latter stages. I'm hopeful that it just like gets through round two, and I want to see what like the end of round two and all of round three looks like. Like, is Gore still gonna have that same early power? Is Battle just going to sort of outlast him and use his cardio down the stretch? Like, I'm curious to see what the latter moments of this fight look like for sure. And to me, it's like sort of like a volume versus power type matchup. Almost like the sexy power versus just the often just effective volume. And for me, it kind of almost reminds me of the Ultimate Fighter season with Kelvin Gastelum and Uriah Hall, where that tough season brought in a lot of new fans. Uriah Hall was supposed to be like the next Anderson Silva, and he did have a solid career or is having a solid career, but hasn't really lived up obviously to the standards that were set early on. And meanwhile, Kelvin had the closest fight with Izzy to date and almost pulled it off with a belt on the line. So I kind of see Gore sort of like the Uriah Hall in this equation, and I'm seeing Bryan Battle as the Kelvin Gastelum, who isn't going to have the sexiest way of getting a victory, but I don't know. Ultimately, I think he's going to find a way to get this done. So only 40% is wrong with Bryan Battle. 60% is going with Gore. 48% of that 60 is Brown. They think the KO TKO is most likely, but I'm going to roll with Battle. I think he's going to get the decision. Any last thoughts on this one? Because I don't know. I know a lot of people see this almost as like the tough finale. Is the tough championship on the line for you in this one?
100%. This is the true tough fight that was supposed to happen, but then Gore tore his little kneecap. So hopefully, that's nothing to consider. How well did he recover? Is he 100% or is he coming in about 60, 70%? Either way, when coming off a big injury like a knee or a shoulder, you usually had a pretty good advantage when it comes to coming back. But we'll see how he bounces back. Maybe he made full recovery. Should be interesting. But throw in the comments, is Gore's knee healed up, or is Battle going to absolutely smash and get the Pooh Bear honey? Let us know in the comments.